Going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. I am Shaughnessy Johnson, of course, founder of Greener Pastures Consulting. So I just wanted to share with you some lessons I've learned from a rich guy, right? I'm not the rich guy. However, I am moving in that direction. Um, Now, one thing I've learned is that people who believe they have a procrastination problem don't have a procrastination problem. In fact, no one has a procrastination problem. Procrastination, or what we call procrastination, is actually a symptom of a larger problem, or I should say a more hideous, hidden problem. There it is, a hidden problem. Procrastination is the symptom of the problem known as anxiety. Uh, Anxiety comes as a result of us telling ourselves, focusing on a particular outcome that is not favorable to us. It's that an outcome that we don't desire, we don't want. And so, because of that desire, the anxiety sets in and we avoid it. We put off doing the thing that we know we should be doing. Look at it this way. If the thing that you're putting off doing, the thing that you've been procrastinating, quote unquote, procrastinating about, was promising you a guaranteed $1 million, right? You would do it right now. You wouldn't fall asleep. You'd stay up 24 hours if you had to in order to accomplish that thing to get the $1 million. The issue is we don't think the thing that we are putting off is that beneficial to us, or we don't think that the result of doing that thing is going to be beneficial to us. As a matter of fact, we probably are assuming that doing that thing is going to somehow be negative toward us, and so we put it off. We don't do it. That's what procrastination is in a nutshell, right? It is anxiety. And so what do we do, and how do we overcome that anxiety? Well, one of the ways by which we overcome the anxiety of future outcomes is we have to change the stories we tell ourselves. What does that mean? Well, everything that you're telling yourself about a future outcome is a completely made up story, right? We go to bed at night with plans to get up the next morning to go do this or that, to go here or there. It is a completely made up thing. Yeah, those plans are real. You do intend to do those things, but you have no idea if you will live to see the next morning. You have no idea if you do wake up tomorrow morning or the next morning, whenever that is, and you get in your car, you have no idea if you're going to make it to your destination. It could be a catastrophic accident. You could die. I mean, I know that might sound morbid. I'm not trying to cause anybody to live in fear, but that's the reality of life, right? We have no crystal ball. We have no idea what is going to happen. Everything we plan about the future is completely made up. And so, if that is the case, if it is completely made up, then why not make up a beneficial story? Why not tell ourselves something better about what we would like to have happen? For instance, if you're procrastinating, putting off starting that business because you're telling yourself, man, nobody's going to buy my thing. No one's going to want to, hear what I have to say. If you're putting off writing that book, singing that song, or creating that product, whatever it is, because you've convinced yourself that it's not going to work out, well, then you don't know that. You completely made that up. So again, if you're going to make up something, why not make up something that's beneficial? Why not tell yourself, hey, I'm going to do this thing because I'm going to be the best at it. And everybody's going to want it, right? What that will do is it will motivate you to get started. And believe it or not, getting started is probably the hardest thing or the most difficult part of overcoming so-called procrastination, right? So we have to stop telling ourselves these negative stories that it's not going to work out, that this is going to go wrong, that's going to go wrong, because none of that is true. You could very well get out there and the thing blows up. The only difference between you and the person that's doing what you would like to do is they decided to do it. That's the only difference. How many times have you seen, somebody singing and you said, man, I could sing that person under the table? Well, guess what? They're out there doing it and you're watching them do it. What about, somebody out at a cooking show? You might be saying, man, I can cook, Well, guess what? The only difference is they decide to get up and cook in front of everybody. You're still cooking at home, right? Or you can sew, make clothes. You're looking at designers and saying, man, I could have designed a dress even better, right? The only difference between that individual and you is that they decided to do it. So stop procrastinating, right? Which is not a real thing, right? Address the anxiety in you, right? Address it. Find out, dig deep, and ask some real tough questions. Why? Why do I have anxiety about doing this? What is stopping me from moving forward? Because the truth is, nothing is really stopping you. The only thing that is stopping you is what's between the 6 inches, span of 6 inches, right between your ears. You're in your own mind telling yourself it's not going to work. Telling yourself, and so as a result of telling yourself it's not going to work, then you start manufacturing all these excuses and reasons why it's not going to work. Again, it's completely made up. You have no idea. And so, if you have no idea, what's the harm in trying? What's the worst that could happen? You end up right where you are right now? Well, guess what? That didn't kill you because you're already doing that. So, at the end of the day, get up, tell yourself a better story. Move toward the thing that you know you are able and capable of doing. Start the business, write the business plan, record the song, write the book, whatever it is. Launch out for the new career, learn a new skill so that you can get the promotion, apply for the new job, whatever it is. Stop telling yourself the negative story. And so that's what I learned from a rich guy. This guy that I learned this from tells a story about himself that was pretty interesting. And he said he came to the realization that all the stuff that other people were doing, that he kept saying to himself, I can do that better. I know a better way. The only difference between him and them was that they decided to do it. And all he did was talked about it. Stop putting it off and do it. Do it now. Do it now. And tell yourself a better story about the outcome. Tell yourself, it's made up anyway. We already just went over that. Tell yourself a better outcome. All right, folks, I'm trying to finish up my walking here. I'm walking a little bit later than I normally do because it's Wednesday and we had Bible study. Pretty good Bible study, by the way. We're studying the benefits of being a citizen of the kingdom of God. So, one of those benefits we learned is that we have access to the King. And access is everything. All right, folks. Don't ever forget, when your grass is green, there's no need to look on the other side. God bless.